it's Mike Fry with No Kill Learning, and I'm coming to you by video today because the other day I was scrolling through my news feed and I found a video that I really want to share with you. For a dog behavior geek like me, it's a really funny video, but it requires a little explaining before I get to showing you the video. And it's very potentially educational, and watching this video could save the lives of many dogs in animal shelters across the United States, because it demonstrates a phenomenon that results in the needless killing of animals in animal shelters. But before I get to showing you that video, I would like to show you a slightly different version that demonstrates a behavior characteristic that many dogs display called barrier aggression. Barrier aggression is not really true aggression. Yeah, the best way to think about it is how a sweet little cuddly nice dog can become, in appearance, a raging lunatic whenever the mailman comes by. Take my dog Kiki, for example. You know, when the mailman comes, she barks and bites at the glass of the window right by our front door. But if she sees the mailman when we're outside and that barrier isn't there, she's a perfectly fine, sweet, loving dog with no aggression behavior at all. Barrier aggression isn't true aggression. It's a display behavior that dogs tend to present when there's something separating them: a window, a fence, a gate, a leash, and it prevents them from getting at some source of stimulation on the other side of it. Let's take a look at this video, for example. This is a classic indication of barrier aggression. See these two dogs? Both dogs are barking viciously. They appear to be wanting to fight. They appear really agitated and upset. And this is a situation that we see in animal shelters all over the United States because, frankly, animal shelters are filled with kennels, filled with gates, filled with fences, filled with leashes. There are barriers that can trigger barrier aggression everywhere in an animal shelter. And unfortunately, many shelter staff are not trained efficiently to diagnose and detect barrier aggression relative or compared to actual true aggression. And as a result, dogs like these two are oftentimes labeled dangerous, dog aggressive, and are oftentimes destroyed in animal shelters for exhibiting this behavior. But as the video I'm about to show you clearly demonstrates, it's really just a display behavior, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with whether or not the dogs are really dangerous. We just saw those two dogs, barking viciously, going after each other through that glass door. It could just as easily have been, a kennel door, a dog in a kennel, dog going by the kennel on the outside of the shelter. It could be in a yard with a fence between. It could be just about any way those dogs have been separated. Well, let's see what happens when the door is opened. And if you think that that's an isolated case, check out this video. Understanding the difference between barrier aggression and true aggression is a critically important step for animal shelters, but very few of them that I've talked to actually understand what barrier aggression is or how to detect it. And by the way, it's important to note that dogs inside a kennel may react exactly that same way if a stranger, a person, comes by in front of their kennel as well. And the real question becomes, how do animal shelters learn to diagnose whether or not the dog that's inside that kennel that may be barking, lunging, snapping at the door, baring its teeth, growling, whether that's true aggression or whether or not that dog will become a wiggly, happy, friendly dog the second the kennel door is open. How animal shelters can diagnose that so that these happy, friendly dogs who are displaying perfectly normal barrier aggression in their shelter can be adopted safely is something that I'd like to help them with. So if you're an animal shelter that would like to learn to diagnose the difference between barrier aggression and true aggression, give me a call. Contact information is on my website. Check it out at the link.